Hello and good evening, everyone. Okay, before I go and start any gaming tonight, first, I have a problem with the stream. At the moment, if you see, um, okay, I have a live chat on YouTube that's linked into the stream. Problem that I have is, whenever I start the stream, okay, the URL, basically, the link for this chat changes. Okay, and I have to manually update it in OBS. Okay, that is basically a problem I'm facing, and I'm trying to automate it. Before this, previously, there is already someone who's created something similar to do that. Basically, if you see here, in OBS website, it says here, setting up YouTube live chat that updates with new stream. Okay, and there is a URL that can automate this process right here. If you click on it and see, problem is the page doesn't work anymore. Okay, now the whole problem now with that is, since that doesn't work, I have to come up with a way of solving this issue, which basically, if you see here, basically I have to paste in that URL, and then it gives me, yeah, it will automate the getting the live chat into the stream, etc. At the moment, I'm doing this manually. I'm getting the link manually. So basically, if you look at the YouTube live stream, the URL is something similar to your channel. So basically, if you see, this is my channel here. Okay, the URL is here. Get the channel ID, and then /live. I'm not. I think with and without live, it's gonna just lead me in the same page. So if I see here now, yeah, okay, I can see my live here. Okay, one person's watching. Good, thank you. Okay, so now the question here is, how do I get the live chat URL out from here? So if I look at it, the live chat URL is actually from a pop-up chat I can get. The URL actually looks something like this. I'm just going to paste it up here. Okay, so this is how I get the live chat. So if I just open the page, okay, you can see this is basically the live chat box. And basically I can type in here. Yeah, I can't because I'm not signed in here, but it's okay. But basically, you see, this is live chat box, and whatever that people chat, whatever people say, will appear here. And this is what goes into OBS to appear on the stream. Now, I need to solve a problem where this URL at the back here changes every time. And this follows the live stream URL that I'm doing. For example, now that I'm streaming here, as you can see, this URL is the URL that gets, you see here, we go to inspect element. Okay, yeah, we can get the URL right here. So EWA, etc., you can see here, this one. So if you click on this, this leads you into the actual page of the actual stream, which you can watch, which you are watching if you're watching now. Okay, now I need to extract this URL and then put it into OBS, basically. So how are we going to do this? The idea here is, we're going to have to load this page somehow using Python. Okay, and then, so I'm probably going to do two parts to this video. The first part is to actually get this to open in here, to load the URL, to get the URL for live chat first. Second, I need to build a redirector to redirect to the actual page of the pop-up chat, which is this one. So I'll try and finish off it today. If not, then might do two parts. We will see. Okay, so the first idea now I have to do is, basically I will need a few things. I will need to come into here, into PyCharm. You can use VS Code, anything that you can code in Python, basically, literally. And we're going to import a few things. From this, in order to get the page, I know we need request. So I'm just going to import that first. Import request. Okay, and we will probably also need something to parse the page. So we can either use, what would be a good library for this? Okay, no, never mind. Let's just download the page using request and see how it looks like here first. No, never mind. Let's just look at the actual page source here first. Maybe the better idea would be using Beautiful Soup. So let's, okay, I know the URL is this. So I'm just gonna copy this and then search in here. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is in, so it appears a few times here actually. 32 times to be exact. So, okay, let's see, what's the best way? This is all in, what is this? This is in the script. Okay, the script is here. Yeah, so this is all JavaScript here. Oh no, okay, here's another one. Script. I need to look for, what am I looking for here? I need to find an identifier that I can reuse every time, basically. What is an identifier that will always identify this page? Let's see. Watch endpoint. Okay, so the whole page is basically in a way rendered with JavaScript. Okay, I don't think request would be a good idea here in this case. Okay, we might just use Beautiful Soup in that case. So let's go and find the documentation for Beautiful Soup first. I have not really used it that much, Beautiful Soup, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so first I think I need to install it. Sorry, not that one. We're installing Beautiful Soup. So okay, for Python 3, Beautiful Soup 4. Yeah, okay, we'll go for this. I'm going to open the terminal and paste this inside. Okay, we got it now. And then HTML parser. Parses the page the same way a web browser does. Okay, this is slow. Okay, very fast, lenient. XML parser. Okay, let's just try with the default HTML parser. So supports the HTML parser. Also supports number of third-party Python parsers. Okay, so in this case, we might just use the default one first, see if it works. Because I'm not sure how the default parser in Python, how does it deal with all the JavaScript? As you can see, the page is rendered using JavaScript itself. So either that, or we can just go through the JavaScript manually and do that. But it's a mess. So I would rather have it rendered, and then we'll try and get it. I've not done this before, so it's my first time also. Let's see how. We just try and go and see. So okay, let's just start with first things first. We need to actually, okay, let's look at a quick start. Okay, this is the HTML. So basically, I think we still need to use request to actually grab the page first. Okay, we need to request to grab the page. After that, we use Beautiful Soup to parse it. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. Import request, and then we're gonna also import. Oh, I think I didn't install request as well. So let's do that. Pip install request. Okay, now we have request installed, and also, oops, 1 second, I'll be back. Hello? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, work matters even at this time. Okay, yeah, okay, back to the main story. So basically I would need to actually get this URL. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a request. I'm going to import request library, and then after that I'm going to call a request into this URL, so I can get this page, load it into Beautiful Soup, and then I'll have it basically I parse it basically using Beautiful Soup. So let's do that now. Okay, copy, and then back in here. So I'm going to just say URL. I'm going to set it in a variable equal. Okay, this is the URL I'm going to be using, and then I'm going to basically do a get request on this first using request library. So call it response equal request dot get, and then I'm going to get the URL. Okay, to make sure everything is working, I just want to see the response of it. So I'm going to print response. Best I just print response. Okay, never mind. I just print the response and see. So I'm just going to run this now. Okay, to make sure that everything is working. So response to 100 means I'm getting a 200 status code, which means everything's okay. Okay, if you get some other number means, well, you can't connect to it. Something is wrong, basically. Response 200 means everything's okay. You get a URL. Now I want to actually see what is the response I'm getting. So I'm going to print response dot the text body. Yeah, correct. Response dot body. So let's run this again and see. Oh, okay, not body. Response. Let me just take a look at the request. 1 second, sorry, I got another phone call coming in. Okay, I hope that's the end of the interruptions for tonight. Right, request library. I need to go and see. Oops, where's my mouse? Oh, this is a problem having two monitors. Okay, Pi request. Let's look at the documentation. I can't remember what is the okay, request code, headers, encoding, text. Okay, maybe let me look at the text. That's what we want. So response dot text. Let's see this. Okay, here we go. So we have literally the whole page downloaded here. And it looks like, oh, it's not in BM. It's not in Malay because I think it's all localized. But I think the part where I can get the URL should be the same. So let's go back up here and see. Never mind. This is going to be too difficult doing this. So what I'm going to do is I rather just get this from Beautiful Soup. I'll let Beautiful Soup pass it, and then we'll see what actually we can get from there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, okay, we're going to use Beautiful Soup. So the way to use it in Beautiful Soup is I need to pass it soup equal, okay, that this variable can be anything, but I'm just going to use back whatever that is here, okay. That way we can make sure it's consistent. I mean not consistent. We can follow the tutorial here better. Okay, so I'm going to now just copy this. And I'm going to paste it in pycharm here. Yeah, let's just put it right here. Okay, not HTML doc, so I'm going to give it response.text, which is exactly what we're going to be using for this. Response.text. Okay, now the same thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to print this out again so that I can see what does it actually have. Soup dot, let's do the prettify function, prettify. So that way we can actually look at it in a nicer format that is something that we can actually read. I hope we can read it. Let's just run it again. Okay, see, this is so much nicer to read now. Okay, let's go up. Okay, meta content, and here, okay, we have the script section here. This is the channel URL. Okay, what I am looking for in here is basically my channel URL, which is, sorry, not channel URL, it's basically the video URL. So I need something to identify it that will be consistent. I can't search from here because this is a terminal. But from what I can see here is... Okay, this is gonna be difficult to find it. Okay. Somewhere here, I can see the name of the... Was it here? Is it up? Okay, I see the label here. And then the URL for it. Okay, once again, I'm facing with the same problem because it's not being parsed the way I wanted it. Because if you see in the inspect element here of... Is someone having problems accessing my... No? I can open it fine. Yeah, I can open the page fine. I don't... What? I just sent the URL to someone to actually try and tune into the stream, and apparently they're having problems. Weird. I can open it fine, even in incognito mode. Okay, never mind. What I want is it to be parsed in this method. That way I can just basically grab it from the video title here. Or alternatively, what I wanted to avoid completely was the parsing the JavaScript manually. This is going to be a pain doing this. Okay, I can see like here, okay. Yeah, this is the initial date YT initial data. Okay, for the rest of the page. Weird. URL forbidden. Oh no, what's happening? Is the stream working fine? Hold on a second, let me check. I'm gonna turn off the video first. Me. Okay. Stream error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Weird. Okay, never mind, forget it. Okay, looks like the default HTML parser does not get me the correct format that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different HTML parser for Beautiful Soup. So if you look back here in the Beautiful Soup's library, I mean documentation, they have 4 parsers. Okay, the best one I think would be HTML5 lib. So that's an external Python dependency. So I will have to basically, if you can, I recommend you install and use LXML for speed. If you're using old version of it, okay, XML or HTML5 lib. I think I will just use HTML5 lib because it will pass the page the same way as a web browser does. Okay, although it says it's slower, but well, if it works the way I want it to work, I will use that. So I'm just gonna see, okay, how do I install this then? Pip install HTML5 lib. That's what I'm gonna be doing now. Okay, let's go back into PyCharm terminal and let's paste this in here. Okay, now that it's done, I'm going to change this now, the HTML parser from that. So I'm going to change it to HTML5 lib, basically following what is shown here. And let's see the difference with this, and we run. Okay, now let's go and look at the page. Is it still all the JavaScript up there, the same? Looks to be the same. Not much of a difference. So, okay, looks like then we don't really have much of a choice but to actually grab the HTML from inside here. So we will have to get this whole thing here. Okay, so since that didn't work right, the idea is simple now. I'll use request to grab the page. I will find for this element here, okay, a script with this nuance. Okay, I'm sure this nuance changes every time. It looks the same here. This nuance here is same. I'll look for this YT initial data, okay, and this is JSON. So what I will do is parse this JSON into a dictionary, okay, and then I'll get the information I need from there. So that's what I think the idea is. Since I can't actually get it into a format that's like this, and this is what I really wanted. If I want to do this, in that case, I feel that I would need to use a web scraper like Selenium instead, which I do not want to go into at the moment. So okay, if that's the case, I can just undo back this. I do not need HTML5 lib. I can use the default parser. Okay, and I'm gonna now start looking for the elements that I need, which is the script element. Okay, now how do I do that? Let's go back into the beautiful soup documentation, and we are gonna look for an element. So there are filters. Okay, there are filters that we can use. So let's just go through this a bit first. Okay, you can get the head. Okay, that is basically the header of the whole page. If you see this script tag here, it's actually, where is the end of it? Oh, this is what I don't like about having such a long page. Okay, the end of it, if you look at the whole thing here, all of this is actually in the head. Okay, basically nearly the whole page, everything that needs to render the page is in the header itself. If you look at here, all these meta tags are all in the header of the page. And it ends right about... Oh, where's the end? Can't really find the end here. Okay, this is really, I don't like to navigate such a HTML head. Okay, this is the opening of the head. Where's the end of it? Okay, so it doesn't really matter, because what we need is in the script tag. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We are looking for the script tags. Soup.body.b. So example, if I want to navigate directly to a body and then a bold tag like this, bold, I can do soup.body.bold. Okay, that will give me all the bold tags that's under body. In this case, we can actually do probably the same thing with the script tag, soup.script or soup.findAllScript. That would give us all the script tags. Let's just look whether that really does what I said it does. So I'm going to do soup.script. Okay, that should give me all the script tags in the page. And we look at it. Yeah, it does. But is it all? That's a question. I think it only gave me the first one or something. Yeah, it probably only gave me the first one here. But you get the idea. So I can do something like script dot find all. Find all, and then I'm going to pass it script. So that should probably give me all the script tags. There we go, all of them. Okay, so now the idea now is to find which script tag contains that keyword that we're looking for, which is, let me just scroll all the way up, this is just a bit too much. Where is it? Nuance. Oh, I need a better way of doing this. Script nuance. Okay, there's one script tag here, another script tag here. Okay, bad idea, because this is a list. I should not print a whole list. Let's do let's just print one by one. So I'm going to just put this in the for loop, for, basically because this is actually, it's going to be, find all will return me a iterable, something that I can do a for loop with. So for each in find all script, and then I'm just going to print each one. That way every single script tag will be its own line. Each. Okay. There should be an easier way of doing this, but what works, works. Okay, there, better. So now each script tag is its own line. I can find the one that I need now. It won't be a mess. Okay, scrolling all the way back up to before this. So the one I'm looking for is right over not this. Is there another script tag between here? Oh my. Oh, a better idea, Why am I doing this? Okay, just copy everything out. And I can just paste it in new file and then use Control F and find it. Why am I even going through like this? Making life so difficult. Where was it run? Okay, let me just clear everything here first. It's a mess at the moment. Run it. Okay, copy everything. I should just save the whole thing in the file actually. But it's okay, since I'm just gonna do this once. Not anymore after that. Why am I doing this? I actually have explained it in the beginning of the video if you go back and find that. But the reason is because the YouTube live chat, the URL keeps changing every time. So if you can see, I have a live chat currently that is on the screen, but it keeps changing. The page is not the same every time. So the URL, you can see, for example, the current stream is EWAD, etc., etc. Okay. Now, problem now is every time I want to embed the live chat into the stream, I have to manually copy that new link into OBS. I want to automate the process. The whole idea of me doing everything in Python is to automate things. This could have been way faster actually, but why am I? Yeah, okay. Let's just open this, put it in the notepad, and then just Control F, and then find for my URL, which is here. No, this. Yeah, this one. Control F and then Control V here, and find what? Okay, up. Okay, here we go. So we found the first one here, and find. I need to find the first exact one. Okay, here it is. And then find for where the script actually starts over here. Right about here. There. Okay. We found the place we are searching for. YT initial data. Copy this. So back here. Okay. Since we already have a for loop, very easy for me. I'm just going to do if this keyword, YT initial data, is inside that item. So in each. If it is, then I know this is the correct one. So I'm just going to print it out so to make sure that actually is I get a correct one. Print that each. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to clear this out, not to make a mess out of it. Or else I'll print everything else again. And run. Oh. And I'm not getting. For if YT initial data in each. Why can't I get each then? This is a string, isn't it? Let's find out. Type of each. Okay, and then I'm just going to remove all of this. Okay, it is not a string. That's why I can't do in. Okay, back to the documentation then. So, what if I want to actually do, I want to find the content of it. Okay, contents. dot string. The child is made available with dot string. So, okay, I think I can use dot string for that. Right. If the tag has only one child and the child is a navigatable string. What do you mean by navigatable string? Dot content dot string. If a tag contains more than one thing, it's not clear what string we should refer to. So string is defined to be none. Okay, that makes sense. So okay, let's just use dot string then to see. Print. This is undo. Each dot string. Okay, I'm gonna comment this out. Huh. Okay, so that doesn't work either. How about dot contents? No? I'll print it out and see what is inside. Ah, it's a list. Okay. I think I will have to see how this list looks like first. If I'm not mistaken, if I looked at this, it's basically a list with one item inside. So let me just print it to take a look whether it's true. So print and paste this in. Each.contents, yeah, correct. Run. It's a list with one item, correct, but oh. Okay, it seems to be right. Yeah, it's a list with one item. Yeah, this is inside the quotes. Yep, it's one item. Okay, so I can remove all of this. I know what is inside there now. So each dot contents, and I need the 0th element, or basically the first element, because Python is 0 based. Clear off everything, and let's run it. Out of range. Okay, now means I have to check one more thing, that if length of each dot content is more than one item, means I have to make sure that the list actually has something inside there. And what's wrong? Oh, sorry, wrong one, element. And run. Object of none type has no length, so content can be none as well. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to use is instance instead then. Is instance each dot content. Okay, and then it needs to be a list. So basically I'm checking now if the content is a list, and then this is inside contents. Run. So I need to check, and also that it is length each dot content is more than 1. Oh no, sorry, more than equal to 1, or equal to 1. Let's just do this first and see. There we go. There we go. YouTube initial data. Here it is. So I just need the first one, right? The first one should have the details I need. Let's see. This looks like the long one. Yeah, that's the first one I need. Yep. This is the correct one that I need. Okay, so I'm gonna say each, for each in find all, if instance content is a list and length is more than 1. Okay, I gotta get that first one. I'll call it data equals to each. So, and I know since that's the first one that I need, I'm just gonna do break, so that I stop the loop straight away once I got the correct data already. So if I look at now, if I just print it, actually no, I don't even need the initial data, because each will be the correct thing already. So if I get the correct one, each is the correct thing, I'm just gonna print each, and we run it. There we go, we got the correct thing here. Nice. Okay, now that each is already having the correct information, I want just the content of it. Can I do string with this now? So let's try that. I just want the inside of the script. I do not need the nuance, I don't need any other things. So let's try each dot string. There we go. Nice. So we have basically the variable that we need. This is basically a JavaScript way of declaring a variable. So var initial YouTube initial data equal response text, blah 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 blah. What we need is this part. Okay, so we're gonna have to strip out everything else and leave these curly braces, starting from a curly brace. So the idea now is to basically cut this part out. Okay, now we have the correct information. Oh yeah, if you see now we have this, each can be undefined because, so I'm just gonna set, I'm gonna leave this alone first. I'll change this later. I'll just get this whole thing working first. That's the idea. Okay, now I'm gonna just split this into two. Okay, I'm gonna split it from the equal. So basically var yt initial data equal something. I'm gonna split it at that equal itself. That way I know that the part that I want is on the right hand side and the part that I don't want is on the left hand side. So I'm going to do split equal each dot string dot split, and not on a space but on an equal. Okay, so to make sure that it's actually working the way I want, I'm going to print it out. Print each, split. Okay, we got split now. Run it. There. Here is the first part of data I said, and here's the second part. This is the part that we want. So this is in JSON. We'll have to load JSON and then parse this in JSON after this. Okay, now we got split here in the correct format that we want. We want split the second part of it, which is the one on the right hand side, which is index of 1. Print that. There, exactly the information we want. And also we do not want the space in front here, so I'm going to add dot strip. So that will strip off the space in front here. We run it again. Now there's no more space in front here. So that is the second thing we need. Okay, let's get rid of that. This is what we need. I'm going to save this in a variable. So I'm going to say initial value equal to this. Actually, no, I do not need to do this anymore. I just need to straight away, okay, up here, import JSON. Import JSON. Wrong JSON. JSON. Okay, let's put a space here. Okay, and then JSON dot loads. So there's a difference, load and loads. Loads is when you're loading a string, which now is what you have. Okay, and then there's load, which will load from a file. So we have initial values equal JSON to load. We load it. This will turn this whole thing into a dictionary. And let's print it out to see that. Print initial values. Run it. JSON decode error. Unterminated string starting at line 1 column. Ooh. That's an interesting problem we have. Let's look at. Oh, I think I know why. Because this split is splitting. Okay, I'm going to now say I'm going to split on only one. So I got a feeling that's because when I split it, there's more than one equal here somewhere. And that's making it split on multiple parts and causing this error. Let's just see if that's the case. No, that's not the case. So there's another problem here. Line 1 column. Oh, wow, that's a very long line. Let's see how the JSON looks first. Let's paste this back in here. Okay, no, I didn't comment this out. Okay, we have the whole thing. I'm gonna copy the whole thing out. It looks right to me. Is it because of the extra? Yeah, I got a feeling it's because of the extra semicolon at the back. So let's just remove the semicolon there as well. So I'm gonna be let's strip the semicolon out as well. Let's strip work that way. Let's see. Oh no, it's right strip, not left. Okay, that's gone. Okay, now let's try this. Cut. Paste this back in here. And then let's print initial values again. And then run. Oh, look, now it works. We actually have a dictionary of the values that we wanted. Okay, now that we have this long dictionary, the next thing is the part where you have to start narrowing down this whole thing. So I don't know if there's a way to pretty print this to make it look something that I can actually go through. Okay, the best way in that case for me what I think I'd like to do is just print out the original JSON and use a JSON parser to actually make it look pretty. I'm gonna copy the whole thing, and then let's go to search for JSON formatter or something. Yeah, then we can paste this in here. Ready, JSON. Oh, let's go into the actual website that actually does it. Okay, yeah, here, paste this in. Okay, here, this is the response size. This is what we are looking for. So what we need is in, let's find for it, content. Okay, that's the URL to my user. Title. Yeah, okay, this is in BM because it's based on your location if you're not signed in. But it doesn't matter because all of this is still the same. What I'm looking for is the URL to the live stream. And title runs text. How do I know this is the live? Description snippet. Tracking URL. Browse endpoint. And here we have the URL. Web command metadata. That's one way you can get it. Watch endpoint. Okay, video ID. That's it. But I want it to explicitly look for the live one. The one that's live. So there should be some way of identifying that this is a live video. Okay. Let's maybe search for word live and see if we can find it. Live. Default live. So it says here, oh, okay, this is probably the one to add in the live. Let's just take a look at it. Is this the one? I think it is. This is like the live, the icon that puts the live, here, this one, the live below here. I got a feeling that's the one. So let's go and take a look. Oh, what on earth is this? Oh, correct. Basically, it's screenshot of the live. Basically, that's what shows up in thumbnail here. Okay. URL. Yeah, basically it's a screenshot of it. Basically, that's why I got confused for a second what I was looking at. But yeah, okay, that actually gives you the idea of what. Okay, I need another way to identify. Let's look for another word live here. You can see, okay, live. That's in my description, so I leave it alone. Style live. Okay, I think this is a very good way of identifying it with a thumbnail overlay. So I can look for the thumbnail overlay that says live in the style. Let's try another one. So it looks like the best way of doing it is with that one, the thumbnail overlay. Yeah. Style live. This is what we're going to be looking for. Thumbnails overlay. And this is under let me make this bigger. Okay, I'm just gonna minimize all the rest. I don't need them. And then what I'm looking for is here, thumbnails overlay and style live. Which is under exactly. Ooh, there's a lot of things here. Thumbnails overlay. Okay, thumbnail overlay is in which I need a better way of identify what is what. Can I close this? Okay, let's close that. Menu. Let's close this. Okay. So this is all under description syntax. Okay, this is all under content. So the first thing I need to be looking for is the content, which, yeah, response context and then content. Okay, so now let's go and find for content. Okay, this is fine. So I'm going to just do initial values now. Values, and what I'm looking for inside initial values is the content. ENT. Is it with an S or without an S? Let's confirm. Contents, yeah, with an S. So contents, and let's run it again. There we go. This is, yeah, the content part. Okay, now what in the content are we looking for? We're looking for 2-column browse results renderer tabs. So for now, we just have to copy all of this. It's the exact same thing. Copy. It'll go all the way until here to identify it. So let's just continue doing this. 2-column renderer tabs. And this is a list. Okay, this is another dictionary and a list inside there. So these tabs, if I'm not mistaken, let's just go back here. The tabs refer to... What are the tabs referring to? Tab renderer. What else tabs do we have? Tab renderer. Browse. Playlist. Oh, okay. So the tabs could be referring to... Let me just close the Firefox here. Don't need it. Oh yes, the videos, playlists, etc. I got a feeling that the tabs are referring to each of these buttons then in that case. I could be wrong. Could let me know in the comments. But yeah, okay. Content. And then inside the content will be two-column results renderer. I'll run it. Yep, okay. And then inside there, tabs. And run this. Okay. Getting there. Okay, and then we are looking for the first item, because that's going to be the top here. So we're going to take the first item, the first tab basically. So inside the tabs, we're going to have 0. Yep, okay. And then we're looking for the tab and is this the correct one? Let's see. Let me just close this first. Tab renderer. Yeah, correct. Tab renderer. We'll close the other ones. Tab renderer. Yeah, each of this is the tabs up there. Okay. Tab renderer endpoint. Tab renderer, have I done tab renderer? No, not yet. Okay, tab renderer. And then followed by endpoint. Let's run this. See, everything's still working. Yeah, everything's still working as planned. Okay, I do not need this. I do not need this. Yeah, okay, that's the featured one, correct. Okay. Browse endpoint. URL. Title. And the one that we're looking for is basically none of these. Not this. Oh, actually, no, not endpoint. Actually, we're looking for the content inside there. So not endpoint, but instead it's the content. Yep, correct. Content, section list renderer. Oh, this is getting really long. Okay, I'm going to have to make them into its own variable after this ready. Let's go on and see. Let's see how long this will get first. And then the contents inside of it. And the first item in that content list. Contents. First item. So 0. Okay. Item section renderer. Long way down. But never mind, instead, at least we're getting to it now. Yep. I'm going to ignore the rest. Okay. Then featured, channel featured content renderer. because the live streams are normally all the featured items there anyways, the main thing on top of the page when you're doing one at least. Okay, items. And it's another list. Let's just run this to make sure that we are in the correct place. Oh, no, we are not in the correct place. Let's just make sure. Okay, content. And inside the content is a list where I'm looking for the first thing inside there, which is a channel featured content renderer. Okay, let's double check that. Contents 0. Now I'm gonna just remove all of this first. Run it. Okay, looks like item section renderer. Oh, okay, looks like I'm missing this one. Item section renderer. Item section. Oh, okay. There's one content here, there's another content here, so it looks like I missed out one. So I need to go for this one first. Let's go for that one. And then another list, if I'm not mistaken. Content again. Let's copy the same thing here. Make sure that we are still on the right track. Yeah, we are. Okay. And then the first item and channel featured content renderer. Oh man. If only this was like less complicated. I mean, there could be a better way of me doing this. Okay. Okay. We are nearly there, I think. Yeah, we can get the URL already. This is what I want. We are there already. Actually, we can just get the URL straight. So, if I want, what I can do, I can just print the rest and then I can get the URL. So I can go and print items. Okay. And then I can straight away print out the video renderer. Oh, it's a list again, so it's 0. And then video renderer. And lastly, the video ID. Oh, small d. So if I run this, it will give me this. Look at this whole long thing just to get that. Okay, but you see, the problem here is I get the ID here, but I want to make sure that this is actually a live stream before I get it. So I have to go back one step. Okay, I go back one step. The video renderer here. Let's just run this and see first. Okay, if you look at it, we got thumbnails, the URL, etc. The description, long text. Then what we are looking for is actually in here. No, actually, why am I looking there? The part I'm looking for is right here. Okay, video renderer. Inside video renderer, I have the video ID, thumbnails, etc. The part I'm looking for is here, the style. So that one will be under thumbnail overlays. So I'm going to keep this one first, okay? And I'm just going to undo this. So I'm going to say this is the final output. Okay, I'm going to leave it down there. I'm going to copy everything here again, so that I can just make sure that I'm getting the correct part before you video ID, sorry. Thumbnail overlays. Let's paste this in here. Okay, good. We got thumbnail overlays here. Then we need inside the thumbnail overlays Time status renderer. This is a list. So the list starts from here. Is this the closing of this list? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, the list ends here. Okay, don't need to bother about the rest. So what I'm looking for is inside here then. The first item of this trend, okay. Am I still getting it correct? Oh, right, it's a list, I forgot. So it should be 0. Run this. Okay, good. The text runs, accessibility, style. I can just use this. Style, live. If the style is live, means this is a live stream. Okay, so what I'm looking for here, text. This is under text. Is it? Let's see, text. No. So it's just style. You can get style straight here now. S-T-Y-L-E. Run it. There we go. So much work just to get that one thing. But never mind. Okay. So I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, this is a bit too long. So I'm gonna look at where it's going to be the same for everything. That's until here. Okay. Copy it. And then say featured video equal to this. Okay, now issue here is if YouTube changes its design of the page or the whole JSON part here, I will have to change this whole code again. So do note that this needs to be kept updated time to time. Therefore, I would probably have to turn this into a web service. Maybe I publish the code on GitHub. Anyone who needs it can actually get it from there. And then self-host your own even. But until then, yeah, this is how basically I'm doing it. And so just to make sure, okay, now I have featured video. So basically everything here is the same. I'm going to remove all of this until this part and replace it with that one variable. Okay, same thing with here. Take away all of this. This is slow. Okay, until here. And replace it with. So, this will make life way easier. There's only 2 variables I need to bother now. Okay, there we go. Okay. So the thing now for me to check is if this is a live stream. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. If featured video equal to live, then I know that this is a live stream. I mean, for now I'm just going to print it out. As you can see, yeah, you get this. Okay, so now the next idea is to generate the URL for a live stream, which if you can see is actually always the same except for the last, the video ID. So I'm just going to copy this and then do print. I can use F strings here because this is the newer Python versions. Put this in the whole curly brace. Oh, yeah, forgot. That is inside there, so I need to use this. Okay, and then this is the URL. So studio.youtube.com live chat is pop-up equal 1 v equal the YouTube URL. So if I run this and see, I should get the correct URL. If I click on it, I come here. So that works for now. Okay, that doesn't solve the whole problem because now this I still need to manually copy and paste it into whatever I'm running. But at least I got this part first. Okay, this will be part 1 of this. I will probably do part 2 where I'm gonna probably put this in either Plex. Oh no, sorry, not Plex, Flask. Or I can run this as web server its own and just do a redirect. Yeah, I will continue this tomorrow then. Thank you for joining today. Probably I'll be gaming a bit now. Yeah, see you.